How are we doing, everybody? Everyone's well. Alright, a second. Yeah, let's have that. Right. Everyone okay? Hope you're all well. I'll come in. So I'll list down for about maybe another 30 minutes. I've got stuff to do, so... The war illegal. Well, I mean, yeah, every war should be illegal, I would say, because it's basically like genocide, isn't it? Hello, Wonder Mouse. Like, it's all just, unaliving people for, like, resources and stuff or whatever it is. Like, it's just messed up, but yeah. But like I said, I don't want to focus on all that because at the end of the day, I can't stop any of that. Yeah, I do see your comment now. I see that comment. It said hi, and then it says, can you see my comment this time? I don't know if there was another comment there that you tried to say, but it also passed the Federal Reserve Act and the Income Tax Amendment to fund American involvement in WW1. Oh, really? Alright, that's not good, is it? I don't know, so what you mean World War III are you talking about, or, I don't know, like, none of us should be doing any of that, you know? None of us should be going out to war. I'd say that if you're going out to war willingly, then I would actually argue that you're a traitor. Like, you should not, I don't think you should be putting your energy into that. Hello, Chris. Like, a lot of them have been told that, they're fighting for their country. That's what they get told. Aren't they fighting for the government and the corporations and stuff, you know? That's what you're really fighting for, ultimately. I don't see anything else. Maybe you'll have to say it in code or something, but... Hello, Emily. How you doing? I don't think it... Yeah. We should be, like, going to war with anybody. All we should be doing is just defending ourselves, and that's it. What's the subject? It's just like, just someone's on about, World War One. Oh, really? Yeah, but fighting for JP Morgan. Yeah, pretty much. From what I remember. Yeah, wasn't it a thing about, like, Titanic or something, if I remember, that, wasn't that something to do with JP Morgan or something? If I remember. Thank you, Jimmy. Did anyone hear about that? If everyone else liked alive, it would make a real difference. Yes, it would. Hello, Turquoise. How you doing? I hope you're well. Yes, I am British. What's your name, by the way? Nice to meet you. But yeah, I wouldn't fight for my country. The government won't fight for me. Exactly. There was this lyric in a System of a Down song where it says, why don't the presidents fight the war? Why do they always send the poor? Like, hello, Wellid. I don't know who's that. I've been hearing about this guy called Rupert Lowell, some former, like, reform politician or something, and apparently they're going to be the ones to make a difference, right? Yeah, whatever. there might have been some powerful people against centralized banking wars who went down in the Titanic. I've heard about that, but don't know much about the details. Yeah, I'd have to have a look into it all, but some say that the Titanic was some kind of like some kind of, what is it, some insurance thing or some, I don't know. There's been theories on Titanic, like conspiracy theories about what went down. Rupert Law for Restore UK, he wants to correct a problem that should have never been permitted to occur. I mean, but like, but it's like, are we to trust him though? Are we to trust that he's ever going to do anything meaningful? I would say that if someone really wants to do anything that would be best for the country, that they would never actually be allowed in. If it was truly in the interest of the country, then they would not be allowed in, or even if they were, they would actually get corrupted, is how I think. Single happy, thank you for the likes. Now, I don't know. I'm just a bit cynical about politicians and stuff. I mean, I don't really ever hardly see politicians do any real meaningful changes. Now, you could argue that, oh, well, what about such and such? And people have their own subjective beliefs on that, but I don't think that a lot of these politicians overall improve things, do they? You could say, well, you know, if he helps to try and crack down on some of the unvetted migration, that could be good. I mean, it would be interesting to see if anything good actually came of it, because there has been quite a few cases of some of these unvetted migrants coming in and then harassing young women and quite vulnerable. So this is what a lot of them voted for, these women, right? A lot of these women voted for policies that affect women. Or not policies, but they voted for like these politicians that were, I don't know. What's that about Lizzo Danau? Turquoise from India. Oh yeah. You follow British politics, do you? So it's just, you know, if people aren't going to respect the people here, then they either get sent back and dealt with over there, or they get put in jail or something, because we cannot have these people coming in here and then just thinking that it's like a free ride or something and just to be able to do whatever they want. They still have to respect our laws. It's like they want us to like kind of bend to them and do, you know, halal food or whatever, but it's like a lot of these people would just kind of, I mean, that, you know, like a lot of these unvetted ones, I mean, I don't know. Hello, Stay Froggy. Now, some argue that halal's better or something, but then I've heard that it's pretty brutal, that stuff. Because they believe that somehow if they pray, somehow the pain goes away or something. Like, that they're being told like to, I mean, let's have a look and see how they do it, but so basically, like, that with halal, it's But it's like involving a swift, deep incision into the neck with a very sharp knife to sever the carotid artery, jugular vein, and windpipe while leaving a spinal cord intact. It requires a Muslim slaughterman to invoke the name of Allah, ensuring the animal is alive at the time of slaughter and fully bled out. I mean, is that really ethical, would you say? So, like, if this stuff is being kind of, yeah, I know, potatoes, you don't have to eat. Whether, you could argue that whether it's been done humanely or whatever, it's like, but, anyway, Google proportion of UK land that is halal. Well, yeah, they were saying how a lot of it isn't labelled but is still halal or something. I know, like, with how they do it here, they stun the animal first or something. They don't stun the animal first before unaliving it. So basically, what are you saying? I don't know what's going on, Wonder Mouse. I don't know if they're just trying to. I don't know. I don't know what he was trying to say, but hello, Riri. I'm not a Muslim. I'm just looking at, like, what it's saying about pre-stunning or something. It says a large percentage is stunned, particularly in the UK, where. So apparently, like, they're saying that it is stunned or something, or what? Not all stunned. Well, they were saying now if it's true halal, then it's not to be stunned before or something. Which I would argue that is not ethical to do. I mean, it's like you. But that's, well, they're saying that most of it is stunned now, but then there's still some that isn't, so. What's that? Yeah, it's not ethical at all, really, but I've seen how the factory farming, it's not right. But I've also heard the argument that if everybody wanted to become like carnivores or whatever, eat loads of meat, that it technically would be it's like how much land would be required to have like basically like free range, like grass fed meat. Like how would that even, I don't know how much land would be required for that, because arguably a lot of land would be required for that. Like, and some argue that it would almost be necessary to have some form of that if people wanted to eat a significant amount of meat. Yeah, that's the thing. You wouldn't necessarily want to have it, blessed Allah's name, if you're not into that religion. So like, but then like I was saying, if that stuff is being pushed on you and you don't believe in that, then it's kind of almost like Sharia law, pretty much, in a sense of like that it's being imposed on you, almost in a sense. Hello, Noah. Yeah, basically. Hello, Golden Skull. How you doing? I hope you're well. Silver, thank you for the likes. Hello, Estefi. How are you doing? Welcome in. Or is it? Oh, really? I didn't didn't know that. So Burger King is called Hungry Jack in Australia, is it? I did not know that. Is that true? Nobody's all... Don't know. I was just talking a bit about the whole halal slaughter and, you know, like, what the arguments for that is. I mean, I'm not a fan of any of it, personally, but I was also going on to the whole thing of factory farming versus grass-fed, and like having like free-range kind of like beef or steak, or whatever, for example. And is that really practical, for example? Is it practical for the whole world to have, especially if the population keeps rising, would that really be even possible? How much land would be required to do for that, basically? Is the argument is that there needs to be less land if you have them factory farmed, but it's not right though. Hello, Kevin Joel 1996, how you doing? They're crying about meat, but want, oh yeah, they want you to eat bugs or something. Yeah, that's the thing. It's yeah, bugs are a kind of, nah, I ain't doing that. Yeah, people eating cicadas or whatever. It's like, and crickets. No, thank you. I think the reason why most meat here is halal is why would farmers / shops limit themselves on who can buy the meat. They would want to make it viable for everyone to buy. I mean, but it's just the whole thing of like, if you don't, yeah, then it would. You could argue that then it's basically prioritizing a minority religion group. Then by that kind of, because what if you're a Christian? I'm not a Christian myself, but what if someone was a Christian and didn't want to eat meat that was halal for whatever reason? They might not believe in that. But then you could say, well, they don't have to eat meat, which would be, I would say, probably the optimal way to do things if you can do it. But that's my opinion. But the point is of like, anyway, having something imposed on you that, anyway, but yeah, this is a bit of a, I know it's a bit of a touchy subject, isn't it? Anglican, what do you mean? You mean like English or something, or what? Hi Sean, how you doing? Hope you're well today. But I suppose it's like, you could get non-halal meat, I guess. I don't know, it'd be interesting to see, like, if there's anyone that would actually, just wondering, if they actually, you know, label it as non-halal to try and appeal to people who are not Muslim or something. I don't know, it's hello, Hez, nice to meet you too. How you doing? Hello, Sale from Oman. Nice to meet you. How you doing? You don't eat halal? Okay, here we go. I'll just get rid of that nonsense. But it's like, you get like the religious people, it's like, well, why was like animals put on earth to be eaten? Like, I don't know. They'll say about Garden of Eden being tainted or whatever, and some kind of excuses I find, but I don't know really. It's just people don't know they eat it a lot of the time. Yeah, that's the thing, is that people are being kind of like, yeah, they're not in the knowledge. Like, you should have, like, it's like informed consent, isn't it? If you you should be given transparency on things. It should be clear before you buy it, like what it actually is. If it's halal, it should say it. If it's not, it should say it. Like, it should be clear to the customer. Yeah, exactly. Governments rely on uninformed consent. Yeah, that's like with the whole kind of, like we had with the jab mandates and things like that, and people, they were trying to mandate these things. Luckily, there was enough people that weren't going to, that they wouldn't back down, and they would just kind of ride it out, basically, and they were pressured to not have the mandates. But it's like, people weren't being given informed consent about taking these things. They were not necessarily like told clearly about all the potential harms that they could do. And look what happened to some people. Yeah, it wasn't all that common, but some pretty nasty things could happen in some cases. And there were certain people that were at a higher risk of developing these nasty effects. But this is why you need to take time to really research these things before putting it out to the public, because you don't know what it could do. When you're injecting foreign substances into the body, and there was this whole thing about how they should have like aspirated, which basically means that they should have like pulled the needle back or something like that. I don't know the whole thing about it, but basically they were oftentimes not doing a thing that would have prevented a lot of the stuff from actually getting deep inside. They were saying how in some cases it would get into the bloodstream where really bad things could happen. It was supposedly not meant to leave the site of injection, but they were saying how without the aspiration it could end up getting into deeper into tissues and potentially into the bloodstream, and where some really nasty effects can happen. Like, you're taking the most dangerous part of the virus, encouraging the body to like kind of replicate that. Like, surely that is not something that we should be really doing without any kind of real careful kind of testing on that, really, I would have thought. What's that? Taco maker? Yeah, that's the thing with America. It's not like here where you can get put in jail for having someone gets offended at your tweet, they can get you put in jail. There's people been arrested for even a private message of all, like a private text message. Someone could get arrested for that, and yet the actual perpetrator would like, for example, there was this woman who someone abused her, and she was like rightfully really like, she was really upset about the whole thing, and she fucked up. She called him the F word, and you know what I mean, 6 letters. And it's like, just by saying that word you can get yourself arrested now. And it's like, they don't, it's like, take into account that there might have been a context where someone could be in a really bad mood or whatever it might be, and that they've just lost it, and it's like that. And it's this whole thing of like guilty until proven innocent, and is how they do things a lot of the time, where they're going to harass somebody, and just like, apparently this woman was in the bath at the time, and then they were like, came into her house, just completely like humiliate the person over a friggin' text message to a supposed, like, there was some friend that she'd fallen out with or something, but she was trying to like vent or something and about this guy. She then went and like dobbed her in, and then she's the one that gets in trouble, but the guy, nothing apparently happened to her. I don't know if that was true, if anything ended up happening to him, but she apparently was fearing for her life at the time. So that's the thing with this government, where you can get either put in jail, or you can at least get arrested anyway for a tweet or even a private text message. Like, if it's a private text message, then who's getting hurt from a private text message? It's crazy, isn't it? Anyway, how you doing, Jade? I hope you're well. Just saw you pop up. Yeah. What is my battery like now? 12%. Yeah. I will be getting off in a few minutes, guys, but wish I could one-on-one audio chat with you. So much shit I need to tell you, but anyway, texting sucks. Yeah, I'm not really doing one-on-one right now, but yeah, hope you're all well anyway. Oh, your battery's at 2%. Fair enough. Anyway, so what's that, Yumi? What? Sorry, who am I? Who's ignoring? What do you mean? I'm on YouTube and TikTok at the same time. Yeah, I will be getting off in a sec, guys. Any more questions? Stormer wants to divide. Yeah, pretty much. I'm 30 years old. Yeah, that's what they're trying to do, is they're all trying to divide everybody up. Divide and conquer. 30 years old, yeah. Sorry, what are you saying, Wonder Mouse? I mean, I don't know if, like, brain vegetarian you were saying, and, like, you're just being kind of... I'm not filtering my chat. I didn't do anything to my settings. No, I think it's YouTube. I mean... Oh, I look 23, apparently. I don't think I look that young, but... especially with the beard. I think if I got rid of the beard, I would look younger, but... I think the beard makes me look older now, actually, but I think if I got rid of the beard, then it makes me look more youthful. There's like, beards are associated with looking older or something, but anyway. Can't even hear you properly. Okay, whatever. Right, I think I'm gonna get going, guys. I will be back later. So, anyway, what's this? From what I understand, bucks challenging the popular WW2 narrative are still allowed in the UK and America, but those bucks are banned in many other countries. Yeah, I've heard there's in Germany or somewhere like that. It's like, I mean, yeah, I don't know what to believe. They say history is written by the winners, so we have to just kind of like question everything. France, Germany, France, and Poland, right? Yeah. Well, Germany started it, so I don't know what's going on really, but some people question the WW2 narrative, but I don't necessarily think that it's fake or anything like that. But I haven't researched it enough. It's just there's a lot of conspiracy theories out there that I feel like are kind of like, you know, they get these rabbit holes that people get down, like they get down the cloning rabbit holes, they get down the transvestigation rabbit holes. It's just, I've looked into a lot of crazy stuff, and I've come out the other end and realized that a lot of it's probably just BS. There is some real conspiracies out there, but there's people who say stuff like that where they question 6 million lives, if you know what I mean. They question that. Now, I think we should question everything, but it's like there could be some like misunderstandings going on. Jerry, no, I don't support any of them. Israel, Palestine, I don't support any of that crap. I don't support any like division and all that shit. I think I actually support myself and the people that mean something to me. I don't care about all this other shit because it's all just kind of there to divide people. Real world topics. I mean, isn't that what we're doing now? The UK declared war on Germany when Germany invaded Poland, but didn't declare war on the USSR when the Soviets invaded 2 weeks after the Germans did. I mean, I don't know how true that is, but I mean, I don't think you would be lying to me or anything, so. Oh yeah, the royal family. I saw something about, with the, I was watching a video where it said about the Jim Carrey thing and how when he was mocking calling it Illuminati, that place, that the Jimmy Kimmel was actually apparently some Masonic lodge or something. So that might be something to look into. I mean, but it's like, the Illuminati is just a word for like, what we're talking about, it's like, basically like, some might call it the shadow government or, whatever you want to call it, like the shadowy elites, whatever you want to call them, the people behind the scenes running things. Like, it's kind of like a meme, but I think that there is something else going on beyond what we see. We think that the governments are what are controlling things, but they are being controlled by higher-ups. And that I believe that they run in coordination to some degree. Now, they might not all be united, but I believe that there is some coordination going on with secret societies and stuff, like high levels of Freemasonry and stuff like that. But it's just funny how that place where he was mocking the Illuminati was actually a Masonic temple, apparently, 33rd degree or something. And it was interesting that, like, yeah, the Jim Carrey, I remember, I saw this thing where he talked about 33 vertebrae, and he was, like, into some kind of Gnosticism stuff or something, and they were saying how when you get to a certain level of Freemasonry, they have this belief that, like, something about, they believe that the God of Earth is actually not the real God or something, that it's what they call a demiurge, and that the real God is above all that. And they believe that they are enlightened, that they can access the real God, if you will, that the God of Earth is the demiurge or something, that way. It's all kind of, I don't know. That the Illuminati means enlightened, illuminated, basically. So this is what these people see themselves to be, as like these people who are channeling energy from some higher up, but the god that they worship, it might be something that is quite dark. Anyway, because apparently to become a Freemason you have to believe in a higher power. I remember someone was telling me about this, that you have to believe in a higher power in order to be a Freemason. Yeah, one world government. Well, some say it will be a two-world government, like the East and West, but I don't know. What do you think it would take for us to end up having a one-world government? Like Project Bluebeam or something? Like staged alien invasion, that's what some are suggesting that they're going to do. Thoughts on World War III? Like I was saying, it's like I don't really want to give that my attention, because it's, if I can't do anything to stop it, then why would I give it my energy? So I don't really pay too much attention to that kind of stuff. My focus is on raising vibration and trying to focus on what we can improve. Hello, Jonty. I mean, war on loads of fronts. It's cryptocurrency that will make one world government, you reckon? Yeah, I'll have to get off now, but we can talk about this stuff again later. So, chips in the skin. Yeah, I've heard about that with the RFID chips and stuff. That's what they're trying to push next, and uploading consciousness, or not consciousness, but like uploading thoughts. If they can hack your brain, they can hack you to think of, they might even get you to hallucinate and shit. Like they've done all these programs like MK Ultra and all that kind of shit. I mean, they could go deeper than that with like the RFID and all that, and complete mind control, basically. Hello, Keza. Okay, bruh. How you doing? Hello, GPS. The thing is, truth always remains and comes out mightiest. I believe I can at least stop being controlled individually. That's what you gotta do first. Be the change you want to see in the world. Focus on changing yourself individually. So it might take just kind of unplugging from the fear-mongering. Focus on the things you have control over. And then if let's say we start a movement of just people just kind of, I mean, there's this whole thing called the Great Refusal, where there's this movement going on where people are starting to reject all these modern things like social media and stuff, but it's just not happening enough. It needs to happen a lot more. I've got to get going now, guys. I'll see you all later. Bye.